This is Cam with KZUU 90.7 FM, The Zoo. And today I have the privilege of interviewing my boy, my day one, LJ. He is a producer, rapper, writer, hailing from Seattle, Washington, and right now living out in New York, making music, killing it. He just dropped an album, Era, to cap off the year. He had a little three-album run this year. We
Oh
got
my God.
all About LJ, Trap Tape 1, and Era. All dope projects, and I'm excited to get into it. So yeah, LJ, how you doing?
Dude,
Yeah, how
I'm
you
I'm
been?
amazing, man. I'm amazing. Thank you for having me on the show. I know we've been talking about this for a couple months, so
Yeah,
I'm glad the timing finally worked out. Really, I've
yeah,
just been I've just been trying to take it all in. I'm doing stuff one step at a time. I made a pretty big move out here. Working full time, music's definitely not the big thing yet. It's always meant to be the big thing, so I'm planning on making that my full time career at some point down the line. It's just a question of when and how long, and budgeting goes around that. I'm still 20, so it's not like I'm
yeah.
yeah, it's a bit of a long ways, but I'm excited to go through the process, man. I'm happy to have you here. Like this is my first interview or like first interview related to music, so really cool to have somebody that I've known since high school. Just like hit me up and like somebody that's been like a genuine fan and like passive fan like a friend, bro. Just like always
For
hitting me
sure.
up, letting me know what he thought of the music. So really, it's all thanks to you, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, of course, man. Dude, I love following your journey. That's kind of like one of the coolest things I've got to experience as listening to you. You know, just following you from high school out in Seattle and then to Wazoo for a bit. You were a student at Wazoo for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Well, so
And
it's
then
some for a certain
yeah,
extent, yeah, something like
for a
that.
little
A
bit.
student.
Yeah, and then seeing you out in New York, man, it's definitely come a long way. Full circle
Yeah.
to be interviewing you. So yeah, I'm just curious, like, dude, how is living in New York and how has that kind of impacted your music, networking with certain people? Just tell me how that process has been.
In terms of music and networking, I think a lot of my confidence comes from just like my weekend. I'm working full time during the week, so like 9 to 5. I'm doing whatever I'm not doing with music, and then I kind of I get to go back to doing what I want to do on my off hours and like Friday nights, Saturday nights, Sunday nights. I'll just kind of go parade around the city. I'll just blast my music, but a lot of my stuff has been like a lot of social networking in terms of like a lot of Instagram, a lot of I haven't been using Snapchat as much because that's like it's more for friends, and I feel like
Mm,
I'm trying to touch a fan base now. So if I can start kind of pulling that together in real life, being known out here, and then also just I have a ton of online people that I've been making music with. A lot of people that I know are tapped in from different areas. So I'm excited to kind of put all that and channel it into one thing.
I'm glad you made that move out there. It sounds like it's going pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Happy for you, bro.
Thanks,
So
man.
yeah, I've always been curious though how you really got into music, how you got into writing, producing. I know
Oh,
it's been a long time coming,
oh,
since like middle
okay.
school, high school days, but I'm just curious like what got you into
Oh
it and
man.
why you've stayed doing it after all this time.
First off, shout out my moms, bro. Like if I didn't have my mom, I'd probably be a very long way from any of this, just like anything in general. My mom is my biggest supporter, regardless of how often I want to admit it or not. She's my anchor. She's my anchor.
Yep.
All moms is a kid's anchor. So love my mom, love for my mom. My grandparents right now, love my grandparents. My grandma Jermaine, she passed away a couple of years ago. She was the one that really got me into music when I was younger, just kind of like helping me find my rhythm. She ever come to visit, just like kind of humming something in the kitchen. I'd be like, Grandma, what you singing? She'd be like, nothing. It's like it's
Wow.
stuff like that, just little niche, small stuff where I just kind of become more musically inclined as a kid. I think it's definitely it's family. It's a family environment. I had my mom was listening to a lot of like a lot of people I guess wouldn't expect this, but my mom also grew up in New York, so a lot of like 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, Nelly, Public Enemy, Joe Budden, Fat Joe,
Yep.
really anything Pac Biggie era, was what I was listening to in the car. My dad was a really big Prince guy, like Fish, really weird, just kind of like widespread panic, like bands, but they were like alt rock bands. They were he just want I think he wanted to be different. I don't know what. Yeah, that guy. I ain't talked to that guy in a minute. A lot of rock from my stepdad. My stepdad brought a lot of he's everything from that. Zeppelin, Floyd, Sabbath. I don't know. I use music. I feel like when I was younger, I'd always use music as like a place to take my mind off of things. Because when you're
Mm,
listening to somebody else and you're living through them, it's a lot easier to feel like you not yourself for a few minutes. And that I
mm.
think is what really struck a chord with me at such a young age is being able to feel and get other people to feel differently than how they feel without that music. There was always something that screamed to me about just kind of standing out. And when I saw that, I wanted to be that. Then I just kind of realized I just need to do my own thing and it stands out for itself. So
Yeah, and dude, that's why I love listening to your music because like you said, like every time I listen, I feel like I tap into your life, what you're doing, and then also like following your story. Like some of your songs are about girls in Pullman that you meet or like high school era
oh
stuff
man,
or
not
like
the
what you're doing out in
toothpick
New York.
reference. Oh man.
No, but dude, it's like just like knowing kind of like what's going on in your personal life and then hearing music about it, it's definitely a really cool outlet. And then you've always wanted to stand out, so dude, the music is definitely a great way to do that. And I feel like this interview will help get more people connected to the type of music you provide. And so, like, if you had to tell somebody kind of what your style is, what you kind of bring, like, how would you describe your music in like a couple
Oh,
sentences or yeah.
um, I would say. I would say energetic, indifferent. I don't know. I feel like my music it can't be put into adjectives, and everybody has a different opinion. This is another thing I like about music is is everything is speculation. Everything is what's the word perception. So
Mm,
however you go into a song, 'cause you could listen to one of my favorite songs, right? For the longest time has been Heart to Heart by Mac DeMarco. It's about another Mac passing away and just kind of like how he never got to say goodbye to somebody who shared so many great memories with him. So I could listen to that song on like an amazing day, sun's out, and I could smile through it. I could listen to it on a rainy day and I could feel the exact opposite. So
mm.
I feel like it's more of a setting and however you present yourself or allow yourself to present yourself towards that music that you listen to it. So there's no right or wrong answer, but I think people listen to my music probably gets them a little hype up. I have some other songs where I'm a little more lyrically going into what I think is, true to human nature and some stuff that I've been through in my past. A lot of stuff where I get real and I'm trying to say some actual stuff is usually a chapter taken from my book.
I think that's a perfect way to describe your music.
Yeah.
Totally subjective based off perception. Yeah,
Mm.
totally. So, I mean, if you're curious on hearing what that sounds like, tap into LJ. And with that, I was also really curious on kind of your creation process and how that works. I know you
Oh,
work with your good buddy 5 weeks
five
over
weeks.
out in
The
Pullman, and
goat.
then I know you make your own beats. I know you do a lot of freestyling, writing stuff on the spot. So just tell me
Yeah.
kind of how
Um,
that worked. Maybe
well
referencing
here,
your
I
most
got
recent
a
project.
dude, let me let's go open up FL Studio. Why not? There's an assortment of things that you can do here. I sampled The Walking Dead recently. So, what I did was I downloaded the little theme off of YouTube. It's a sample. This is called the arrangement, basically, or a playlist, more rather. This is where you put all your instruments. So this right here, that's one sound. This right here, this is probably a hi-hat. Yeah, that's a hi-hat. Essentially, you put all your sounds here to make a pattern, which is what it's called. So these are the
Yes.
drums,
Yep.
and I sampled The Walking Dead. So I needed it to kind of build in. I had to switch the tempo a little bit. Um, I'm trying to make it sound as easy as it is without complicating things. But
Mhm.
a lot of my time is just I'll start with production, and then however I feel going off of what I made, I'll either come back to it or I'll work on it then and there. So for example, like this, like I like the energy this has, right? But
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
don't
love
feel
it.
that energy right now. So I'm gonna come back to it later when I really want to just like get some stuff off my chest. For example, this is the new stuff that I'm doing with 5 weeks. I'll play a little snippet. The reel's already out on my Instagram. With love from LJ. Yeah, I'll catch you. All right. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hit the gym, I'm pushing shit. Might be skinny, but I'm so real. Just flex my shirt, she think I'm rich. Gonna throw some. I never really think too hard when it comes to going on one of Everett's beats or 5 weeks beats because really, I'll sit down with him. He'll ask me what I want, or like we'll kind of pick the same vibe. And
Mhm.
all I have to do is show him like different little ideas from other songs, or like if I have any inspiration, I just send him the link and he does his own implemented version of what I want. It's really weird. I mean, it's weird and it's not. So for me, I've known this kid since like fourth grade. So for me, whenever we're in a studio together, like a studio environment, there's a lot of synergy. Like we've been doing some sample flips in the background, a little behind the scenes where we're just kind of like cranking out. It's been a few late hours, but I'm proud to publicly announce Tape 5 in 2025. Think about the way that MF Doom did a all production by The Alchemist, all lyricism by him kind of
Hell
style
yeah.
album. Everett and I are kind of taking our own version of that, and we're gonna make a little something that's coming out this year. I wish it was a lot more self-explanatory. There's probably some like FL for kids, but all these sounds over here you'll see on my left hand, I get them all from Reddit. I literally just go on Reddit. I'll look up drum kits, like r/drum kits. That's my favorite place to go on a Tuesday afternoon because I just find
But
all these
yeah.
different diverse sounds. A lot of just different stuff like loops. Could be like your favorite sound from a rap album a couple years ago. Like you really like Cardi, I got a Cardi kit. You want to listen to you want to Yo Pierre, you want to come out here? I got the tags.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out?
I just have a bunch of random stuff just because I like making music. And I never know what I'm gonna make.
So yeah, based on like you just showed me that Pierre tag there. Dude, how did you get your tag like that? Is it Shut Up, LJ?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. I love
Shut
it.
up, LJ. Yeah. I said what's up, I think I'm stuck. Yeah. I said what's up, I think I'm stuck. How did I get that tag? How did
Yeah.
I get that tag? Shout out Mental. This is like sophomore year. There's this girl. She was in her, I think she was junior or senior that year, but she was hanging out with Mental, and I just like go hang out with him. I just kind of loiter, and then I became good friends with her. And I was like, "Yo, you want to do a prod tag?" I think I was just working on beats in the room, and I was like, "You want to do a prod tag?" She was like, "What does that entail?" And I was like, "I just tell you to say something." And she, like, Mental was like, "Shut up, bro," and I was like, "Yeah, try shut up, LJ." And
Wow.
I don't really know like the full. Yeah, it's really not too deep, I guess. But it was just kind of on a whim, and it just stayed.
Dude, it's just so funny because like whenever I listen to your song and I hear that, I know it's gonna be fire. Like I just know it's gonna be heater.
I appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess kind of just like talking about your music further, I guess like what's been your favorite album to create?
Ooh.
And I guess just like out of that, it doesn't have to be the same album or anything, but your favorite song that you've come out with.
Oh, you can't do that to me, Cameron.
I know it's a lot.
Cameron, you
I know it's
can't
a
do
lot.
that to me, Cameron. Man, I think my favorite piece of music that I put out, album-wise, All About LJ. All About LJ had some crazy stuff for me. Like I produced 30 Zone. That's probably one of my favorite beats I've ever had. New Money.
Yep.
New Money's probably like my favorite like energetic song that I have. I produced that. Hold on Me with my boy Alex. Alex also went to WSU. But more music from Alex this year too. Y'all should tap in with him. I'll make sure to send you the at.
But yeah, dude, off that, look at the album right now, dude. I loved No Attention with Mental and then
No Attention was tough. West
West
Side
Side
Baby,
Baby.
yeah, West
Yeah,
Side Baby was
catchy.
prod me. No Attention was prod me. No Attention
Yeah.
is actually the last beat I made before I graduated.
Oh, okay.
Before I
Nice.
graduated high school. Yeah. So my buddy Chris did the album art for it, and that's just probably one of my favorite things about it too, the way that it visually looks and comes off.
How do you kind of come up with your album arts? Like, do other people create it for you, like All About LJ, or do you just kind of throw something together
No,
yourself?
so for All About LJ, I took a photo of myself just like in one of my outfits, like middle fingers. And I sent it to Chris, and I was like, if I sent you like this, if I sent you like this, and I gave you some ideas for like what I wanted to do, would you be able to kind of make not like a cartoon, but like mid 2000s like style, or like mid 90s kind of like baggy jeans, like grunge pop, outfit. A lot of my stuff is just kind of last minute decisions that I think are gonna be good calls. That's really all I got on that. My favorite song I've ever made never got to come out. It was a 5.5 minute song with my boy Nate. Shout out Nate. He's still over there, at Wazoo. I don't know if he still goes by Black Jesus. Shout out Black Jesus on SoundCloud. um, it was called The Odds and the Evens, and it was a song over this beat I'd found on Spotify. I wrote to the producer, with like a rough mix, like a demo. He said it wasn't really the thing he was looking for. He'd already put it out. I completely understood. But I went and I recorded the song anyway. And Nate and I stayed up till like I think 7, 8 in the morning, just like working on it. And by the time I was done and by the time I'd showed it to everybody, everybody had just told me it was my best song to the point where I think I convinced myself it was. And I don't think I've let go of that feeling because I haven't had something where people have done that kind of same thing yet.
You might have to send me that one. I need to hear that one at some point. But
Dude,
dude,
I
yeah,
will.
yeah, Toothpick. I feel like Toothpick's a great starter song to get into your music with. I love that
Yeah.
one. It's dude, that was like
Actually,
my summer jam
that's
right there.
what's
I
some
was
good
bumping that
introduction to
over the
LJ.
summer, like sun, like windows down, sun out, dude. That was the song.
Lot of food on my plate, gotta digest. Got dessert too, holla, let me digress. Only time I get pressed when I bench, bitch. Sitting in the back, VIP access. Brushing up the excess, looking for the best dressed. Only one woman that I've been obsessed with. 2014 recess on the west end. Got me crushing little lovin', man, she up next.
Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just list a few off my account that are online. Poison is a great song to get into. It's Prod 5 Weeks. I would say Toothpick. You're right on that one. I like No Refunds. No Refunds is a personal favorite. With My Gang. All About LJ. That whole album, man. That whole album, head to toe. I think that's my, yeah. Maria Callas, 30 Zone, New Money, Hold on Me, 250K, Face 'em, No Attention, West Side Baby, Tell You Bitch. That is
Yep.
that is my that is probably my most consistent album in my eyes, like in my own eyes. Trap Tape, to a lot of my peers, I've been told is like my best work.
I would
But
have to say I enjoyed
Diva,
Trap Tape the best. Yeah.
Struck, Different, Pink Whitney, Okay was just base 2022. Yao Ming, shout out Kenny, shout out Enac. That's my goat. New music off of Era, my favorite songs off of Era. Probably The Hotel. I produced For This Love, and I was really proud of that song.
Mhm.
Killa has the most energy. Same with Tough. Six. I really love Six. Six I made right before I left Pullman. Don't Stress Too Late is my favorite production that I've done. Favorite things to do production wise is I'll reverse the main piece of a melody. And if it sounds unique and cool and it sounds like I can do something abstract with it, I'll either use it as like a first part or a second part to make a two-parter. So that's what Don't Stress Too Late was. It's a Tekken 4 sample. And then Too Much. Too Much was the outro, I think. I remember Chris told me it's like it's my most LJ song. Like it had the most LJ on Era. This is why I'm conflicted about my new album, man. I had a lot of people tell me like they heard me trying to be something I'm not, but it's really just me having fun with music. So
Yeah.
when a lot of people said that, I took it as an insult, and that's what pushed me that extra mile, and that really stuck with me. So I wanted to put a bunch of stuff that felt like more me, you know, I guess give the people what they're missing kind of thing. And that's what Don't Stress Too Late was.
Yeah. No, I definitely felt that with that song. And I feel like listening to the album as a whole, I could tell you were just having fun on it and really just making music that you wanted to make and then also
Mm,
that you wanted like other people
yeah.
to hear. So,
Now, fun fact, 80% of that album was all punched in on this mic.
oh
So,
wow.
yeah. A lot of it was just me sitting in front of the same computer I'm talking to you on and just kind of getting some long, gruesome hours out.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, just everyone stay tuned. 2025
Yeah,
LJ,
thanks for having me. Virtual handshake, if I
virtual
may.
handshake.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Gotta
so
be
Apple Music, Spotify, I think it's just LJ.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Just
it's
LJ.
it's a little hard to find me if you need something to put next to LJ, all caps, all no spaces, trap tape one. That's like my easiest stuff to find me
Right.
on. But yeah, thank you for all the love, thank you for all the support over the years, man. I'm excited that we got to do this. Means a lot. So yeah, that's a wrap. That's
For
cool.
sure, man. All right, yeah, everyone take care.